What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of our Las Vegas Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 23. Just got Season 4 underway in the last episode with opening day. If you have not seen that video yet, highly recommend it. But like we do every season, the second episode is typically going to be taking a look at our AA team, and this season will be no different as we have a very exciting class from last year that is all playing at AA. Of course, we drafted Darryl Kohler, in my eyes, the best player in the class, to be our third baseman of the future. And then also traded for Darren Gilbert, the starting pitcher, who I thought that was the best in the class, in a prospect swap in the offseason. Gave up a decent amount to get him, but in my eyes, the value was worth it. And so, two very exciting prospects, probably the best two players from the last draft class, both on our team. And so I would love to get a good look at them as they start their professional careers. Starting with Darren Gilbert, who will be pitching for us today. His very first pitch is going to be an out to Darryl Kohler. Easily done. One pitch, one out. That's how you like to do it here. Come back and get the strikeout on the curveball. That one had some nasty looking break on it. And when you talk about Darren Gilbert's game, that's definitely one of his strengths. What made me like him so much as a prospect is that he's got good velocity. He can hit high 90s on his fastball. He's got good break, got good stamina. And so, very excited about the long-term prospects of him. We'll be facing off against Kenny Paquette, pitching against us for Springfield this game. He was somebody that I was high on in the draft class. He came out, what was that, the year 2 draft class? Maybe year 3. So nice to see some of the guys that I really liked in the draft classes that didn't end up on the squad showing up in the last couple of episodes. Of course, William Park last episode, and then Kenny Paquette this time around. Uriel Angeles would single, leading to Alex Angeles. Back-to-back Angeleses in the lineup for the AA team this year. And it looks like we'll get back-to-back singles from said Angeleses here, bottom of the first. One out here, Darryl Kohler up to the plate for his first not major league, but professional at-bat. He strikes out on the changeup, out ahead of that one. Bringing up Guillermo Castillo, another player who was just drafted in the last class. Not nearly as exciting as he'll strike out looking there, as he just has low C potential, but he is already 65 overall, and I think can be a positive player for this AA team. LJ Jones goes around that slider well outside. For the first out here, top of the second, Splitter will get Vinelas looking, so racking up some strikeouts here for Gilbert. I don't know why they always show that view of the pitchers. That's not something we really need to see. But striking out the side here in the second, 2 consecutive no-hit innings for Darren Gilbert. His first impression thus far is looking quite good. Full count for Brian Packer. That one's a perfect swing. It didn't sound too much like it, but I promise you that it was. Right to the second baseman for an out. That's quite unfortunate. Austin Beck would reach base via walk. First time anybody's walked in this game. Cooper Bowman with 2 outs. 0-2 pitch. A little bit late there on the cutter. And that one's going to be caught over in center field to end the second. Both pitchers looking pretty good to start this game. Darren Gilbert, if there's one thing that we've got to work on with Darren Gilbert, it is absolutely his control. It's just in the 40s for now. But so far in this game, it hasn't really come up in my eyes as a problem. It feels like wherever I want to be putting these pitches, he's putting it at least pretty close. Not a lot of misses over the middle of the plate here, as he is just going through this lineup first time through with no problems. Still no hits here as Mac Chambers comes up to the plate, but he gets a nice hold of this one, and that will be the first hit. Packard falling down here. I'll put Mac Chambers in scoring position. John Torres is gonna pop this one out to second base. So Springfield will not score here, but the dream of a no-hitter in Gilbert's debut is out the window. Not that it was super likely anyway. Richard Cano here will get a hit. He was an undrafted free agent that we signed in the offseason as well. Did a lot of work this last offseason to improve the team. Cano, good contact hitter, good fielder, good athlete, but doesn't have power, doesn't have arm strength, and has terrible durability. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Cal McIntyre in our other series, but Cal McIntyre has a much stronger arm. But, you know, same terrible durability, not much power, contact and fielding are in good spots. Angeles here with runners in the corners is going to bloop this one into left field, and Midlands will get the first run scored of the day. Still no outs, man on first and second. All of our hits thus far have been singles, which I'd love to get some extra base hits, maybe not have to work so hard to get some runs across the board. Edgar Aguila gets a nice hold of this one. Should score another here. Throw will not even be made to home, so uncontested second run there. An RBI single for Aguila. 2 outs now, full count pitch to Bryant Packard. This one left it into left field. Play will be made, and we'll have to settle for 2 runs in the third. Gilbert continues to strike these. Springfield, is it just the Cardinals, much like the MLB team? I'm pretty sure it is just the Cardinals, right? So, continues to strike these Cardinals out. LJ Jones, he struck out his first at-bat, but this time getting a little bit of revenge, at least there on the single. Alex Pinellas, that one very well located high and inside. Gets him jammed a little bit. That will pop out to second. Now here, bottom of the 4, Cooper Bowman hitting in the 9 spot. For good reason. He's not a very good hitter here. Thought he got a good hold of this one, but it will be caught out in right field. That'll flip the order over for us. 1-0 pitch for Cano. That one I thought was certainly going to be touching down, but shortstop showed some range there. So 6 hits, all singles for us. We'll maintain that 2-run lead. That slider from Darren Gilbert has been lethal in this game, quite honestly. He's been unstoppable nearly. Bob Poe up next, 3-0 pitch. That would be the first walk of the outing for Darren Gilbert. Honestly, with his control, his first walk coming in the 5th is not something that you're going to hear me complaining about. Bob Poe would be caught out at first. Was hoping there for a double play, couldn't quite get it. Mac Chambers a base hit away from bringing across the first Springfield run, but a spinning play made it second will prevent that from happening. And so that'll be 5 shutout innings for Darren Gilbert. So far looking quite good. Full count here for Alex Angeles. It was a pretty good battle in that at-bat, but that one's not going to work out for him. Another perfect hit there from Kohler that time is going to result in an out. That's 2 perfects that couldn't even get us a hit, which is quite disappointing. Bote gets a big piece of this one. That's going to be extra bases for sure, and maybe bring across the first run. They'll send him for sure. Relay throw is not in time. Springfield now on the board, top of the 6th. So now the complete game shutout dreams are dead as well. Alex Pinellas would round out to first and the inning. So we'll still have the lead, but we will not shut out these Cardinals today. Aguila is going to get this one to drop for yet another single for the squad. That's something you got to love to see. A 1 pitch for Austin Beck. That's a nice hit. Another perfect. So we've hit 3 balls perfectly in this game. And it's been 2 outs and a single from those perfects. Not exactly what you're hoping to get out of these hits, but that would spell the end of the day for our good friend Kenny Paquete. Line out to second would end the 6th for us. Not able to extend our lead despite getting players in scoring position. Darren Gilbert would remain in the game for the 7th and allow a walk. And then allow another here as well. So, not the best start to the 7th. Would bounce back a little bit there with a strikeout. Thought about maybe taking him out, but I wanted him to get that 7th inning. Mac Chambers back up to the plate. He's going to fly out to left. Runners will not advance. So now just need 1 more out from Gilbert here. Can he get it? The order does flip over for Cardinals, and that is the first one we saw where maybe the control's a bit of an issue. Misses right over the plates, and that's going to tie this game up. But me being stubborn, not going to take Darren Gilbert out quite yet. Still want him to get that last out. And another miss over the plate is going to give Springfield the lead. Do you think I took him out? Nope, didn't do it. 3-1 pitch. This one lifted into foul territory. Guillermo Castillo makes the play, but not Gilbert's finest inning by any means. Richard Cano, 1 for 3 in this game. He's going to get plunked in the hip to lead off the 7th, so we get a man on base. Euribiel Angeles is going to hit yet another single. So what's that, like 10 hits? All of them singles in this game. Daryl Kohler, 0 for 3 in this game. Would like to see his first hit here. Getting ahead in the count 2-1. And he gets hit. Did I break some, unwritten rule of baseball and now I'm getting hit as retaliation? I honestly don't know. But 2 hits by pitches in 1 inning seems like not the best thing. Guillermo Castillo is going to single and get 2 runs from it. Don't hit my players and maybe you won't get a 2-run single. That's the lesson learned, hopefully, for these Cardinals. But Midland now back up on top. Still have yet to hit anything extra bases here. Packard maybe will get the first here. Diving play not made in the outfield. And Packard finally an extra base hit. I thought it would never happen for us again, honestly. With all these hits I was getting. 2-2. This one's going to sneak past third base. It's going to score a run. We're going to try to get another out of it, and we'll do it. A 5-run 7th. So we've only scored in 2 innings. The 3rd and now the 7th here, but 7th looking really good. Cooper Bowman, I thought, got a really good piece of that, but will not quite find the gap. So 12 hits, 11 of them singles, until we finally got that double there from Packard. Luis Oviedo would come into the game for us here in the 8th. Get a strikeout there for the 2nd out. Bringing up Sebastian Rivero. That curveball was right over the zone, hit well, but now the Cardinals getting a little bit unlucky. And that will be the end of the 8th for the Cardinals. Only 1 more inning for them. Alex Angeles. I was pressing power swing all day long. Wasn't going to get another single in this game. Almost thought he was going to get that past that tiny little wall out there in right field. Instead, he'll get a double. But we got an extra base hit. That's what was really important to me in this one. So the best feeling hit of the game, honestly, for us. But 2 outs, Daryl Kohler still looking for his first hit in this one. Changeup outside is going to be lifted into left. He will not get a hit in his first professional baseball game. But 2 outs here. Luis Oviedo just needs 1 more. That's a beautiful fastball top of the zone. Gets the strike 3 called. Rockhams will win 7-3. Not the most exciting game, just a bunch of singles really throughout the game for us, but rack up enough hits and you'll get enough runs across the board. 13 hits, 7 runs. Darren Gilbert will end up getting the win because we did all that damage in the 7th. And for the most part, until the 7th inning, I was actually really impressed with him. He just had a poor 7th. So that'll be it for our AA team. Not the best, showing for our biggest acquisition in Daryl Kohler for our AA team. Much like it wasn't the best performance on the opening day episode last time for Vladimir Guerrero. Both teams got the win, which was obviously what was more important. But you like to see the big-time acquisitions play bigger roles on said wins. And so I wanted to get a little bit of a player lock for Guerrero here. Of course, paid him 5 years, $14 million in the offseason here. So I want to see him have a good game. Almost got that one to leave the park here in his first at-bat, but will be caught near the warning track. We are down 2-1 here, top of the 4th against the Guardians. Quite a talented baseball team. Tristan McKenzie gets me swinging on that fastball outside. Don't know what I was looking for there, but that was not my best swing. 0-1 pitch now coming up. Got to show a little bit more discipline. And we'll do that there. Looking at the curveball well outside the zone. 1-1 now. And that one is high and inside. Gonna take a look at that one as well. But if this is going to be a team that's going to make the playoffs like I really want it to, Vladimir Guerrero is going to have to be a main catalyst in getting that to happen. Like, he's the first guy that will have acquired this over 90 overall. Really need him to play like it. As we get a perfect hit here. Don't tell me another perfect getting a single. Goodness. So we've hit 4 perfects in this episode. We've gotten 2 outs and 2 singles. That's about like as bad of luck on perfect hits that I feel like you can get in a game, but that's fine. That one's gonna bounce past the glove of shortstop. So Boyce McDermott thought about maybe taking third there. If we had a faster player, I probably would have, but Guerrero, if that's one thing he's not that fast. I think his speed is in the 40s. So I'll just let that one slide right on by us. Franmil Reyes, 0-2 pitch. He has not had a great start to the season here, and he'll strike out here as well. I think he's hitting below 200 so far, but that sample size is still really small, so nothing to get too worried about. Urias, solo home run. His last at-bats. He's been the opposite. He's been really good, both when we've played with him and in simulation. It looks like he's having a good year for us. But this time he will ground out over to third, and so we will not quite get to home plate. Game now tied here, top of the 6th. Guerrero 1 for 2 on this day, hoping to get a multi-hit game from our best player. Oh, I felt really good about that high fastball. Wanted to get that one across. Hopefully take that one deep. But we'll swing at the next pitch here, ground out, and another single. That feels like just my fate for this episode is to continue to single. Showing good contact. I feel like we're timing up these pitches pretty well in this episode. They want me to steal here. 3-0. Who am I to say no? You know what I mean? Let's go for it. And it'll be a ball, so it won't particularly matter anyway. Don't imagine that would have been a successful steal, but hey, I'm gonna listen to my manager. So now runners on first and second, no outs for Franmil Reyes. This would be a good time to get out of your cold streak, my guy, but he's gonna strike out once again. 5th strikeout for McKenzie. At least 2 of them are on Franmil Reyes. Maybe all 3 of his at-bats have been strikeouts, so we don't particularly know. Arias taps this one. He's going to be out at first once again, but this time we're on third. Just need Soderstrom to get a hold of this one, and it won't be Soderstrom actually, as the Cleveland Chickens, that was a terrible joke. Cleveland Guardians are going to intentionally walk Tyler Soderstrom bringing up Robert Poisson. Called him up for this season to kind of play backup middle infielder, and it looks like he's spelling Gleyber Torres today. But this one will fly out to right, and for the second straight time, Vladimir Guerrero will be stranded on the base pass. 2 singles. Can we get an extra base hit? That's my question here. I would love to get one. They've been so incredibly rare in this episode. Robbie Ray coming out for Cleveland to pitch the 8th for them. Good eye there, and looking at the fastball low and in. Makes this 1 for 1. 1 and 1, not 1 for 1. That one was a little bit high. Tried to swing anyway, it was just late. Now we got to protect here with 2 strikes, and we're going to do the exact opposite instead, looking at the fastball high and in. Cleveland would end up picking up the victory here, so we're going to have a 4-4 record heading into this game, and we're going to lose. We actually have a losing record through our first 9, not where we want to be. Like I said, I think this is a playoff team, but 162 games, a 9-game 4-5 stretch really isn't going to tell the tale of this season. We'll end this episode here just because it's time for me to do some scouting. I'm not going to really show you this class yet. Don't have much to show you. Maybe next episode, but probably the episode after that will be when I first preview this draft class. Next episode, we'll probably be watching for a major career milestone for Guerrero. He is nearing 1,000 career hits. Want to see that happen. Probably next episode. That's all I got for this episode. I'll be back soon with another, and I will see you then.